In this video, we're going to be discussing installing a monitor or a TV in your camper van, and if this is something that you should do and some things that you should be aware of. Hey everybody, welcome back to Random Fix. So I just got done with a nice 3-week trip to Colorado and New Mexico, and I mounted a TV in my van, and I'm going to show you guys my setup that led me to this decision and some things that you should consider, and I'll give you guys some other history on my previous build so you guys will know what to do. And if you guys like this kind of content, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel and give the video a thumbs up, as it really lets YouTube know that I'm bringing you guys valuable content. I'll leave you guys a link to the monitor that I'm going to show you guys. And the best thing is it's 12 volts, guys. So you can use a plug that's included here, or you can make your own plug, and you could probably do it for under maybe $4 or $5. And then you don't have to worry about keeping your inverter on, which means your battery is going to last longer. So that's what I'm going to discuss in this particular video. All right, so this is my camper van, and I have two kids, a 13 and a 10-year-old, and they sit right there. I wanted to make sure that I was able to get a monitor in this area because as I'm driving, they sometimes like to play video games. I had a couple of different options. One of them is going to be to mount it up here somewhere. But this particular shelf over here is a little bit higher than my previous build. As my previous build, the shelf came down to here. So that was a concern. Additionally, I wanted to make sure that I got something that was not going to take too much space and block this area as well. So dealing with all of that, I started playing around and I figured out that they make these particular RAM mounts, and this is a 1-inch ball right there. So I use this throughout my van, and it's got a really nice tray, a bowl, a bag holder, and I already had this stuff installed. I discovered that you can actually get those particular RAM mounts for L-Track, and my van has L-Track all the way through. It was installed when I got it, and I decided to go ahead and use it and just utilize the heck out of it. So the bathroom is fastened to the L-Track, and those cabinets are fastened to the L-Track, and I use the L-Track to make the beds, as they're really strong and they can carry a lot of weight. So therefore I got this particular RAM mount right here. And again, I'll leave a link to this stuff because it's kind of hard to find, and it goes right in. It's got a thumb screw, so I can move it from this side to the other side to the back and so on. So depending on where they're sitting, they can enjoy their games. I knew I wanted to go with this ball mount system, but this ball mount system has limitations, because if you go with this 1-inch ball right here, you can't really add a 15-inch monitor to this. It'll go through and just keep sagging, and that's something that you don't want to deal with. And getting a bigger ball is sometimes complicated, and then you have to worry about thread sizes. Then I discovered that they make this little adapter here that goes on the back of this headrest, and it's got a 1-inch ball and really nice hardware. So I decided to order 2 of these right here. And then I ordered a few different monitors, and the one thing I found out about most monitors is they're pretty heavy unless you pay a lot of money, upwards of maybe $400 or $500. But I did find this one monitor that was super light. It was for gaming. It has speakers built in. It supports USB-C. So I can just take my Samsung phone and plug it straight in, and then it will go through and broadcast that signal right to here using a USB-C cable. So I could download the movies at home and not have to worry about using data, as data could get expensive. And if you guys want to learn more about hotspotting or anything else, guys, I did try the Mercedes-Benz hotspot drive, so I'll leave you guys a video to that, and I used it across the country. Check out that video. So this particular monitor is a 27-inch, and it's actually pretty impressive. My previous TV was a 24-inch, and it took up a lot of space, and it was 120 volts. But this particular monitor is unique because it actually runs off 12 volts. So all I did is make a connection like this, And I have 12 volt up here in my shelf area. When I went through and built out the van, I made sure I planned ahead. So I have 120 volt outlets, and I ran the 12 volt. So this is a 12 volt connection. Now I can go through and quickly plug this on the bottom of the TV, not have to worry about plugging it into the outlets down here or keeping the inverter on. I have a switch for an inverter right here. As inverters take up some energy when they're running, and you could lose about 1% per hour. So if you leave this on for 24 hours, you could basically deplete your battery by 24%. And that's something I didn't want to do. Let me show you guys the plug that it comes with. It's going to be 12 volts at 3 amps. So basically about 36 watts. So it doesn't take much power. And the sweetest part about this particular monitor is it's light. It weighs around 5 pounds. So I'm lifting this with one arm. And I did notice if I use some very cheap, inexpensive mounts, that it would actually slip while I'm driving. So things like this would not work. I needed something that had dual swivels. And I found this particular one. And this one allows me to tie in here and then tie in here, and it doesn't teeter-totter. With that said, I can go through and mount this to the back of my chair now. The kids have the TV right here. Again, a 27-inch curved monitor, and I think this was under 150 bucks. It's light, 12 volt with a 120 volt adapter, and it's amazing. The only thing that it does not excel in is the speakers, as they're a little weak. And so what I did with that is I actually have a JBL Bluetooth speaker, which I normally have mounted right here, and the kids connect to that, and that puts out a really good sound, especially if they're watching it from the back. They'll go and move the speaker over there, so the image or the movie will be going on here, and they're hanging out back there. Another thing I can do for the sound is I can connect to the stereo even when the vehicle is on, because I have an amp installed, and that amp has Bluetooth priority. So basically, if I'm driving, somebody else can control the stereo system, and I can go and focus on navigating and getting to the destination safely. And again, I'll leave you guys a link down below on how you can install that amp and which amp I use, because it's a 4-channel. And I also have a 8-inch sub down here too, in a box. So very easy to do. And guys, that's about it for this video. I did want to quickly bring this to you guys, so in case you guys are looking for an easy solution to go mount a TV, you can do so. You can make your own wires and make them as long as you want to, and not have to worry about killing your inverter. And here's an example. I went camping, and we had one of those awnings that you can actually drive away from and then leave the tent up. So we left that up, and we left the TV, everything else in there. And at nighttime we were watching Dumb and Dumber, because we were going to Aspen the following day. And again, with the simple wire, I made my own plug. So I'm sure you guys have a bunch of questions, and if you do, make sure you guys ask down below, as I'll point you guys in the right direction. I'll leave you guys those links again. If the video was helpful and you learned something new, make sure you guys give the video a thumbs up, and also consider subscribing to the channel, as I really do put a lot of time and effort into the builds, and I try to make them cost effective and try to stay on budget and not go and buy the fanciest thing. Instead, I find something that can work. Thank you so much, guys, and we'll see you guys on the next one.